Can't believe it's been, I cannot believe it's been almost 7 years now that Evan's been on our team. He's helped many of us get healthy and make that a big part of our life. But he's also really just developed into a tremendous networker. And I know you get a lot of enjoyment out of that, Evan, and helping people in many ways. I'm sure your business has transitioned and your focus has transitioned over the last couple of years. I'm really excited to learn a lot about that and to be able to support you better on our team. Let's put our hands together and welcome Evan into the spotlight, everybody. And I'll
Thank
let
you,
you know when you
Steve.
got
Thanks,
2 minutes
everyone.
left in your 10, Evan.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Steve. And, I was thinking about this because I'm going to go off the cuff today because I was thinking about when I first started my personal training business. I was introduced to my mother's accountant and he said, what do you think you can make any money doing this? And I said, I think so. And then he hired me as one of my first clients, turned me to a doctor. And then his wife knew the doctor and he said, don't tell my wife I'm training with you, but she referred me to a few other people. So, and then evolved to, like, the other day, we were in a networking event with Jeff and a few other people. And one of my clients was there and I had worked with her daughter, her husband, and her mother. And her mother was one of those transformative moments in my life because she was 94 at the time. And I went to work with her for a week. And I remember only stretching her out for 20 minutes a day for 3 times. On Friday, I walked in at noontime and she opened the door with her eyes wide open, her smile wide, and she gave me a big hug. And she said, I haven't slept in 10 years. Going along that route, we worked together for 3 or 4 years. She was able to leave the apartment that she was in. She was able to go visit her family, Margaret and her kids. They were able to travel to Disney World and go throughout the country on the road to do things for another 4 or 5 years. She died at 101. We don't need to wait that long to get the most out of our life. And it's amazing to me because it's like we look at exercise. When you talk to me, you think, oh, exercise. Life is more important to take on. We have a plan to buy a house with Scott. We have a plan to go plan for our future with Stephen. And you know what? You have to have enough money in the future. And I hope that you have the opportunity to have enough money to enjoy your life instead of paying for medical bills. So the opportunity is for us to look at things. I've been looking at how I've been training and coaching for 20 years, and it's like been more so exercise, nutrition, supplementation, and how to get your mindset right. So we've actually put a program how to look at mindset, mobility, muscle metabolism. Now, over the last couple of years, it's changed. Nothing's changed, but how I communicate to people is different. Now I'm looking at how do I communicate to people about what we just talked about. Networking is building your business with intention, right? Health is living with intention, everything we do on it every day. So even making sure that you are making time to sit down with someone to talk to them about their business and finding, oh, like, listen, I know Scott. You should talk to Scott, or I know you should talk to, Courtney or Steve. Those are things that are intentional, right? That's part of health. So emotional fitness, physical health, and performance. Those are the 3 aspects that we need to work on. Like, because what's most important is the training program that's really, you may not like the training program, but the training program is the outcome of what your life what you want to do with your life. Because is it really a benefit that you have lean muscle tissue, that your body works so much more efficiently and you're fighting off disease? Is that really a benefit, or is it what you can do with it? You get to have more time with your family because you're more present to what's going on with your family. And you know what? Now you all own a business. So whether you're individual solopreneurs or want to scale, are you leading by example? Are you leading because you can actually improve profitability because you get things done more faster and more profitable? Are you putting initiatives together for your team of people that to be able to help them really get more out of their life? Because I'm part of the emotional fitness, anxiety, stress, and depression. And if you can manage that, that impacts everybody's life and how they communicate to people. And it all leads to physical health, which is performance. Physical health is nutrition, exercise, and exercise nutrition and hydration allows access to be able to nourish your body. Because it doesn't matter if you exercise all the time, but if you're not nourishing your body, you can screw it. And not only, how are you performing? How are you performing in life? How are you taking a stand for your family and who you are in your life? These are things that are all so important. And these are things that we need to be mindful, because I know had the tagline many years ago, you're training for the performance of your life. Will you be ready when you're ready? Will you be ready to take on what matters most to you? Will you be ready for your family to be able to be present, to be able to do things? I was amazed the other day, like going to the robotics thing last night. All the parents, I hate to say this, I mean, like, there was 4 people that were in wheelchairs, and there was other people that really, it's like they look twice as old as I am. And they were already having trouble communicating because they were not healthy. It's like, what kind of stake do you have in your life? And if you don't have a coach to be able to help, you have a coach for your business, you don't have a coach for your health, that's the opportunity that we have to support you. All I'm looking for is the opportunity to have a conversation with someone. Again, the business is transformed. I still coach people individually, but looking more with business owners. And also, we've actually working with a partnership to be able to offer platforms for personal trainers, health coaches, and holistic doctors, to be able to help them engage and motivate their patients, to be able to support them, really helping everybody get healthy. And my experience with Alignable has really allowed me to transform that, because I'm in different, like, they've actually made me to go on a tangent. I'm an ambassador for Alignable as their community ambassador. I've made some great connections. We've had some great events, and I'll share about the events coming up. And also recently, they made me a co-leader for their personal training, health, and fitness coach group. And there's over 30,000 members in that. And I talked to Alignable. I said, listen, it doesn't matter. If you're going to be, this is what I learned. All the experience I've had from this group and Steve, I appreciate all you've done. Because we've had a conversation with Alignable. I said, listen, it's great to be all in a co-leader of this group of all these personal trainers and health coaches, but we need to be meeting other people. So I put together an event where we're actually meeting every other week. Holistic doctors, massage therapists, chiropractors, nutritionists, etc. So now everybody's saying, hey, this is the greatest event, because now we're meeting the ideal customer. We all have the same ideal customers. And so now we're developing systems to be able to help and support that. So I've involved in my business and partnered with someone to be able to have a software platform will support those people as well and helping all their customers. So I'm not sure where my time is, but I just kind of rambling on right now, but I wanted to open up if anybody has any questions. The foundation of what I do is really individually is teaching people how to build healthy muscle, because that's what's really important. And I really like to talk about it individually, but my ask is really to get introduced to any holistic health professional, other personal trainers, and really allow me access to have a conversation with them. So my wish for you is training for the performance of your life. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, great job, Evan. We have about 4 minutes left of Evan's presentation, so plenty of time for any questions or comments.
I'll add a comment. I think it's the most, how do I even say this? It's not talked about like it should with nutrition. From anywhere I've been, in church to anywhere, how important eating is and how much it controls our emotional side of life, let alone our energy. And from the time you get up to the time you get home from work, for instance, if you have kids or a family and you're at work, if we're snacking all the time, we're not getting that full meal. I'll give you an example. My buddy calls me the other day and he says, hey, man, I'm having stomach problems. He's like, I'm bloated. He's like, I can't. I was like, well, what did you eat? He says, well, I had yogurt and I had this. Everything was a snack. And I said, well, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to tell you to try this. Go get a full meal. I told him to get a sweet potato and a piece of fish. He did. He came back. Next day, he's like, man, that was a miracle. I can't believe, that solved my problem. I said, it's not always that, but usually it can be the food. So to end that is when we get home from work, we have families and kids and we don't have the right nutrition in our life. How do we have the energy for them, let alone your work or a dream and a goal that you have on top of that? So I'll leave it there. But all I'll say is this is Evan has so much information, and Evan doesn't have to be your lifetime coach. The information he has not only jumpstart you, put you on path, something that you'll take with you forever, which is the most important thing that we have. Because if we don't have fitness and health, we don't have anything, including what we're doing now. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thanks, Michael. And to add to that too, he's right, because we talked about mindset and intention. You know, there's scientific evidence all around in talking about the brain and the gut in terms of the biome, in regard how it impacts your emotions and your hormones. Your hormones are impacted. Guess what? You can't think right or be intentional. You can say all you want, but you're not going to be able to. And that's also learning, like as business owners, it's nice to be able to have a basic understanding and hire someone else to do it. But you can't do that with your health. You've got to get the basic understanding and look at where you are right now. Where do you need to start? It's okay to start wherever you are, but like look at how can you actually implement a strategy or structure to be able to take the minimum amount of time and optimize that performance, that training for yourself. You don't you may not love the training program, but it's what the training will allow you to do to be more present for what's important to you.
Amen. Hey, I know Tiara's got something, and so does Scott. So since Tiara's had her little digital hand up for a while, let's go with her.
Yes, I just wanted to say, I am someone who has a chronic illness, had to, at one point in my life, wear a portable defibrillator, because my health was so bad, but diet and exercise alone, that's it, is what helped me be able to go from not being able to walk upstairs to hiking 4 miles in a day. And as someone who has also met with Evan one-on-one, I just want to endorse him completely. I think the information he has is amazing. I wish I met him when I was going through my health issues. And it's still like was said previously, a lot of information that even as I'm going through this health journey, I take with me. So I highly recommend, if you have any doubts or anything, leave them at the door and meet with Evan.
Thanks, Tiara. But you know what? The acknowledgement goes to you, because the opportunity is a lot of people are faced this situation and you took it on, and like see where you are right now. So acknowledge to you because you got it. So thank you.
I was just going to add real quick that I'm glad that we talked about and lots of times I think when we tell ourselves we don't have the energy to do working out or any activity at all, many times it goes back to the diet. You're eating things that are dragging you down, and temptation is everywhere, right? You go to a ball game, there's food. You go to a party, there's food. You go to your office, there's food. There's food everywhere. And if you're not careful, you can very easily go down a path that's probably not in your best interest.
But I want to add to that, Scott, because we had the conversation the other day about Reese's Pieces and M&M's peanuts, right? So the thing is, the more you incorporate health in your life, you have choices to make. And you know what? It's not about bringing a scale to where you are to measure your food. It's about enjoying yourself. So you know what? You should be able to enjoy certain things, foods you enjoy doing. I love Snickers and I love candy, but it's like, I know I can have it to a certain point and it's not consuming my life. And so that's part of the overall, and that's also mindset too, emotional fitness and how you take that on. So thanks, Scott.
One last thing on that, the sugar. When we eat sugar, we get a sugar high, we come down that you want more sugar. If you don't get that, it messes with your emotions. That's why we see M&M commercials and not broccoli. I can eat 1,000 pounds of M&Ms, but I can only eat so much broccoli, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the added sugar. That's one key. I'll just say, don't get nothing with added sugar in it. Take you down quick.
And finally, I think also too, you're creating new habits for yourself. You know, when you changing your diet or habit, you're detoxing to change the foods that you're taking in to cleanse your liver, and also you change your palate to create new habits. In business, we're looking for creating discipline to create something to change our business or change our life. The same with the exercise or nutrition. It may feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but your body needs to get trained and developed to know how to respond to that food and the hydration. That's it. I'm in
Great
fun,
job.
thank you.
One last, I've got one question for you too, Evan. Can we go to you if we're getting exposed to things like on the internet and we're not sure if they're real or full of crap? So an idea there might be like, there's this thing called the X39 patch, and people people wear it to activate their stem cells.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people that swear by this stuff, but I don't know a thing one about it. Are you
So-
somebody I can go to for questions? Okay.
So in regards to that, you know, I look at, what are you doing? I sell supplements, but and it's a part of a supplement, but it's also the things that are important are the things you're doing healthily that you can, how does that impact you based on the things that you're doing actively right now? And so, like, looking at that as a support system. A lot of times I find, this is also too, personal trainers are great, but sometimes they focus only on exercise. So product salesmen want to sell you supplements, and the nutritionists, they talk about the food, which is, all of it's very important, but nothing is less important than the other. So how do you put it all together to make it right for yourself? That's what's most important, and everybody's different. You say it's not good for you, that's not right either, because for your situation it could be right, for someone else it may not be so appropriate, etc. So
Okay.
that's
Awesome.
diplomatic answer.
Okay, awesome. Let's put our hands together for Evan, who